As long as you're proud of me, that's what I want.
There was times I questioned.
Okay, maybe Megan can stay. Maybe Megan can stay. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie, for those who don't know me, reviewing Love Island Season 12, Episode 45. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. Boy, was it a long one. A lot to get into, but it was long. Whew. Let's start at the beginning. We have the girls who immediately clock that Megan is wearing the bracelet that Connor gave to her. Megan says that she still needs to talk to Connor a little bit more. She's not just going to jump straight in with him. But on the other hand, Connor is like, oh yeah, full force, only her, nobody else. You know what I'm saying? Then we have Blue and Yasmin say that there was an interest there. However, Yasmin claims there's nobody who compares to Jamie. That's quickly going to be debunked. Like, quickly. But anyways, Megan also says that she could not fully support the Meg and Dejan relationship. She does try to make it seem like Dejan has gotten better over time, but you can tell she doesn't want to, like, just embarrass her friend in front of people. Even later, she says, honestly, he was taking the piss. He absolutely was taking the piss, and you would just forgive. Girl, it was not looking good for you. Helena also asked about how things have been going with her situation, and Megan is shocked at the fact that Helena has boundaries. You know how bad it is for your friend to be shocked at the fact that you have boundaries. Now, are they strong boundaries? No. But they are boundaries nonetheless. Megan later does say that even though you have these boundaries, what's more important is standing on business, because you don't stand on business. Megan says that they have the worst men in the villa and that they continuously allow them to get away with murder, which is crazy when you think of the ending, right? And Shakira says something about like Dejan and Harry being so manipulative and so whatever. How could you say that? How could you say that? And Meg is like, how could you be friends with all of us? And that your own bestie said y'all got the two worst men in the villa. The two worst men. This is coming from your best friend. So of course, somebody who's not your friend is going to have even more to say about that. But even your friend called out your men. And we saw, like in the clip that I showed at the beginning, later on in the dressing room, Megan was like, like, you know, it's great that you guys have worked it out, but your man's not that great. Both of your men are not that great. Blue is very bold. And I want to give him props, but then I'm like, no, this kind of just proves the fact that he's quite inconsiderate. He's there trying to flirt with Yasmin in front of Jamie. And it's like, bro, take it somewhere else. So finally, he does take her for a chat. And it seems like Yasmin is leaning in.
Guys, do you want to chat?
Yeah.
Oh, Jamie.
You guys are looking good today as well.
That was quite bold, putting me in front of my fella.
Why? Glad to meet you.
Yeah, glad to meet you as well.
You're half Persian, aren't you?
I am.
So am I.
Do you speak Farsi?
No.
No, me neither.
Nah.
Salam, azizam.
Salam,
Khobi.
Once they started connecting on being half Persian and both not really speaking Farsi too much, I said, ooh, it's not looking good for you, Jamie. Ooh. Jamie is like, listen, I'm not pressed. If they want to explore something, like, they're entitled to do so. With Yasmin, she says, listen, I'm open. So anything can happen. Yasmin is such a wild card. I genuinely don't know where she's going to go. Connor and Shakira have a chat, and basically he's like, listen, I don't blame you for, you know, feeling your feelings. It is what it is. And he notices that she had been crying, right? And so basically she was like, I've just been scared that I'm going to lose you as a friend. And he shares that same sentiment, like, no, your friendship still means a lot to me. I am interested in Megan and I am going to pursue that. But as far as friends are concerned, like, we are still going to be that. Then we see Tony and Cash talk about going back to the hideaway, which is where they decided to spend the night. We also see Shakira and Connor in bed. They started to cuddle. So I was like, what's going on here? But then they both get emotional talking about their friendship potentially being in jeopardy. And they're just like making it clear on both sides that they will not do that. They value their friendship so much and they're not going to let this whole blip tarnish it. Which is why I was so confused at Connor's reaction to Shakira. You feel this deeply about the girl that you're going to cry at the idea of losing her as a friend. You knew the experience that she went through. You were there on an intimate level, seeing what she's gone through, giving her advice, talking her through some things. And then you have the clouded mind to be confused that one, her feelings hadn't been properly hashed out, and two, it's going to take her a long time to work through some things in the same way that you are having to work through some things regarding your feelings for Megan. Like, please. That's what annoyed me about Connor. Like, feelings are valid, sure, but he knew the situation he was getting into, and I wanted him to have more grace for Shakira, having seen her journey firsthand. Anyways, Connor, I guess you redeemed yourself a little bit this episode. In the morning, we see Yasmin take Blue for a chat. I thought she was going to go shut things down, being like, yeah, you know what? It's Jamie for me. She was egging on this sexual conversation. I'm like, damn, girl, I think you might have just lost your win. Because a lot of people were really riding behind Yasmin and Jamie. But Yasmin being with Blue, of course, Yasmin is still going to get a lot of votes. She's wildly accepted by the audience, but her with Blue, I feel like a lot of people wouldn't want to give Blue any kind of like validation or satisfaction, and they might have to sacrifice Yasmin in the process. It'll all depend on who is in the final. Guys, can you believe we're not even at Final Four? We haven't even seen the parents. When is this ending? Oh, August 4th. I know when it ends, but like, all my days, it's just going on and on and on. But yeah, Yasmin, girl, stick to Jamie, please. Blue is not it. Harry, for the life of him, just cannot leave Shakira alone. And he claims that he's just checking on her. And she's like, you're not helping.
Yeah, I just don't like seeing you sad.
This doesn't help.
Okay. So it doesn't help when I come and see if you're okay?
No.
I know it probably looks like I've just moved on. Like, I just tried to bury it and just not think about it. I've just tried to, just get on with things, to be honest with you.
I've been there where you try to get over somebody who is so insistent on popping up time and time again. I can only imagine how frustrating it would be having to then live with this person, and they consistently like make comments here and there that just like play with your mind and stuff. I would implode. Shakira has been handling this so well, considering the circumstances around her, and also the fact that she is 22. She is 22 and she's just handling this so amazingly. I would be so proud of her if she was my daughter. I know her mama was proud based on her TikToks and stuff. Harry then gets emotional because he's really realizing the impact he's had on Shakira and the fact that it hasn't been a good one. Harry, it gets to a point. It literally gets to a point. At what point are you going to say enough is enough? I'm actually too grown for these childish games. Even what he's doing right now, I'm just coming to check in on you. Literally, the commercial that started right after that was, if you love something, you gotta let it go. If you care for Shakira this much, if you really want to make sure that she's good, leave her alone. Megan and Connor have a conversation in the hideaway. Basically, he's like, yeah, I'm all in for you. She says, I'm gonna need a little bit more time. He kind of jokingly tries to, stick one on her, and she pies him. She's like, no, I'm not there yet. But they do talk about the Harry and Shakira conversation. I wrote it down in my notes yesterday, but I didn't talk about it. Basically, Harry was saying, when we get out of here, I still want us to go on our pie date. Mind you, this is an exclusive man. So of course, this is now going to be like the rumor going around. Well, it's not even a rumor, it's true. It's going to be the hot topic of the day going around the villa, right? So Harry decides to take Helena to the terrace. Helena feels like the reason why Shakira is now in her feelings is because they're exclusive. These are feelings that Shakira has had the whole time. Granted, being exclusive doesn't help the matter, but it's not like the reason why she's in her feelings now. I also found it annoying how she thought it was only Shakira having feelings. Like, Harry is the one struggling with no longer being with Shakira, and on top of that, how he has made her feel in the process. Like, it's not Shakira just having feelings because of nothing, because of thin air. The man is continuing to egg things on that makes it harder and harder and harder for her to move on properly. So he decides, you know what, I need time to process it. And she's like, okay, I'll give you the space to do so. But she's obviously pissed off. I'm glad that he's finally taken the time to just be introspective, because maybe then will get an epiphany from Harry, and he's gonna decide to be a better person. Because right now, ugh. Helena then goes to Dijon and Meg, and she's like, oh, I'm so irritated. Oh, it's like Shakira is still on him. Shakira's still on him. Then she asked Dijon, oh, has Harry said anything to you? Like, does he still have feelings for Shakira? Dijon can't really answer, and he's like, oh, I don't think it's my place to say anything. Granted, I do think if your man has already had a conversation with you, I'm gonna leave it there. I don't think it's necessary for me to chime in either, so fine. But his lack of answer is an answer. And Helena had that epiphany, like, damn, okay. Obviously, it's not just one-sided. And then it didn't help when Megan took Helena for a chat, and she was like, yeah, this is what he's been saying over the past few days. Mind you, he's been saying even more than that. He was like, oh, Shakira, it feels like it's going to be a bad idea hanging out with me on the outside, but trust me, you're going to want to. When she was talking about the whole Aldi thing, like, he does this time and time again. He said to Harrison, if I could get homegirl back, I'd probably have her if I wanted. You know what I'm saying? So it's at this point that Helena is finally realizing that Harry is a problem, and it's not the other girl. It's your man. It's your man. So she's crying and whatnot, like, yes, girl, get the feelings out. Maybe now you will realize that your enemy was never Shakira. It was always Harry. It's so funny seeing like Megan, Helena, sometimes Dijon be like, well, he's exclusive. You know, he's exclusive. Why is he acting like this? You know, Dijon is just playing it up. He's exclusive. In the words of Shakira, what the hell does that even mean? I'm so sorry. I don't know when exclusive became like this thing. If you're exclusively dating me, make me your girlfriend. It's the same thing that I feel about promise rings. Don't lock me off from anybody else when we're not like engaged, being promised to marry or promised to promise. No, all these things are so dumb. I'm sorry. It's extra steps for no reason. Year-long talking stages. We're exclusively dating for 6 months. You're in a relationship. I don't know. A sucky one, but a relationship nonetheless. What does exclusive really mean? Look at how he's acting with the title of exclusive. It's BS. Sorry. I'm sorry if I've offended somebody, but it's BS. So anyways, we fast forward. I'm realizing right now that my stomach is grumbling. Maybe I'm hangry. Maybe I'm a little bit charged up because I'm a smidge hangry. Speaking of being hangry, the first grafty is eat, sleep, crack on, repeat. And we see Dijon, Helena, and Connor are the ones who are nominated. Why does Harry take this time to start an argument with Helena?
I thought you were all for me when you came back.
Actually serious?
That's crazy, baby.
Yeah, I was, but you were with Shakira, so what was I meant to do? I want you, and then you're with Shakira, and I just look like a fucking dickhead.
This is the manipulation that Shakira is talking about. This is it right here. You know that you're in the doghouse, or you should be in the doghouse, and you're gonna think, how can I shift the blame? Let me start a fight. And the whole villa peeped it immediately. They're like, not him trying to be the victim now. Hell no, you don't get to do that. But all in all, it was Dijon who won. Basically, he said, beauty comes in all shapes and sizes and shades and whatever. And, you know, my girl embodies them all. Oh, God. We know it should be no surprise that Dijon was just flirting with anything that walks. Honestly, you got a pretty face and a poem. He's there. So, of course, Meg was not shocked in the least. Then the next one is best double act. We see Helena and Dijon talking about Meg being a mug. And of course, this girl is laughing. I don't know about you, but if I saw my man and my girl joking about the fact that I feel like my feelings are being invalidated, I feel like I can't be vulnerable with my person because they're just going to throw it in my face. I can't hold my partner accountable because they'll make themselves the victim. And you're laughing. No, I actually need Meg. Okay, please don't crucify me, okay? I was in Sade's live and I said that Meg has a caveman mentality. Let me explain. I feel like she has like almost a limited understanding of her own feelings. And so she doesn't realize when Dijon is invalidating her or when Dijon is refusing to be accountable for certain things. It's very easy for him to get the okey doke on her. And I think it's because like she doesn't fully grasp what's happening. I need that to happen for her. And I don't even like Meg for real. But one thing I would love for this girl to come to grips with is that she has been quite valid in a lot of the things that she has experienced with Dijon. But because she doesn't have the words to articulate that, he's able to get one over her. And I think this is just going to be a pattern in their relationship. I didn't know how else to say it other than having a caveman mentality. But yeah, she needs to be able to find words to her emotions and be able to articulate that and understand if he's not being receptive, there's a bigger issue. Moving on. Next was Tony and Shakira saying that Meg is fake and she's acting like she had never spoken about other people. They also say that Dijon and Harry are the most manipulative. Oh! Big calamity after that.
Most crazy manipulative men I've ever met in my life.
Why'd you act like best friends with them then?
I generally thought that we got along.
You two are crazy for saying that about me. You're very fake to my face, both of you.
No,
Meg,
Meg,
that was
so
our
are you.
point.
I feel like I'm the same, like when you're not around.
I don't.
I don't know why this became a thing because this was right after movie night and they were all at odds. So of course they're still going to have some residual negative energy, but also what she said was true. And Meg is there, when you're crying, I'm the first to come comfort you. No, you're not. No, you're not. At least based off the edit, no, you're not. And based off what the girls themselves said, you are not. So I don't believe that for 1 second. You are not this mummy Meg that you claim to be. Please, you're the biggest tyrant in the villa. Like, girl, bye. And then can you imagine? She starts to cry and her man doesn't even console her. He doesn't grab her arm. He doesn't rub her back. He doesn't wipe her tears. Nothing. We saw more affection between Ty and Cash than we ever do between Dijon and Meg. Deep that. Oof. The last duo is Meg and Helena, basically talking about Harry bending things off with Angel. It really was Harry being exposed more than anything. He's supposed to be on his way to being exclusive, but he's laying it on thick with Angel. So Helena and Meg really didn't get much of anything. And here goes Dijon. Oh, don't you think if they were talking behind your back that they would have shown that? Please be so for real. Somebody get on it. You know how they've been making all these TikTok edits for USA? Somebody get on the edit from post movie night. Meg still saying sly things. Like, let's not make it seem like Meg and Helena are these innocent angels. Okay, anyways. The people who won are Shakira and Tony. Basically, they're like, we stick by our words. What we said is what we said. Moving on. The last topic that we got to see was Flirtatious performance. We see Harry and Emma. Honestly, that was the least harmful clip they could have showed. What they should have shown was Harry telling Emma he still loves her and will always have love for her. Now that would have been the slam dunk. You know what I'm saying? Because Helena is convinced that Emma was being delusional. No, she wasn't. Helena literally, she was too honest in the conversation with, Emma was too honest in the conversation with Helena. She told the truth and nothing but. Egged it on, but it was the truth nonetheless. And then we see Jamie and Yaz flirting. And then lastly, Harry and Angel flirting. Harry says it's nothing but a little harmless banter, flirty banter. He's going to die on that hill. They end up winning the category. And he again says, listen, it's just harmless flirting. I'd be scared of this man. And you know, throughout the episode, I had moments where I wanted to feel for Helena. But this is the same girl who did not have consideration for the women who were in her the situations that she was involved in. She didn't have care for them. She didn't have empathy for them. She didn't have sympathy for them. She didn't. As long as she was being picked, it didn't matter what her man was getting up to. So, sorry, what goes around comes around. Like, it sucks. It sucked watching her cry. Honestly, I did feel a little twinge. But you were the same girl who was inflicting that to a host of women in the villa. And you felt no way. So, anyways, we will see what other categories, because I'm sure there's like at least 2 more. We'll see who wins those and what's going to happen between Harry and Helena, because basically she's like, oh, I'm done. We've heard that plenty of times before. But as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.